Sometimes a story comes along that challenges the medium it resides in, one that hides its genius behind the guise of simplicity, waiting for only the most discerning viewers to uncover its brilliance. Today, we're talking about Toradora, a criminally overlooked anime from 2008 that, in my opinion, only true intellectuals can appreciate. Toradora is an adaptation of a light novel series written by Yuuji Takemiya, with its anime directed by Tatsuyuki Nagai and produced by J.C. Staff. At first glance, it seems to be a typical romantic comedy. Two high school students, Ryuuji Takasu and Taiga Isaka, team up to help each other with their respective crushes. Sounds straightforward, right? But beneath its rom-com surface lies a profound meditation on love, identity, and the messy entanglements of human relationships. What separates Toradora from its contemporaries is how deeply it understands its characters and the emotional truths it conveys through their interactions. The show disguises itself as a simple high school romance, but gradually reveals itself as a story about personal growth and the ways we connect with each other. Take Ryuuji, for instance. He's soft-spoken and meticulous, with an almost obsessive desire for cleanliness. But because of his sharp, intimidating eyes, he's misunderstood and feared by his classmates. This visual irony isn't just a gimmick, it's a microcosm of how Toradora tackles perception versus reality. The series invites us to question: how often do we let appearances dictate our relationships? Ryuji's character arc is a masterclass in subtlety, showing us the delicate balance between how we see ourselves and how others see us. And then there's Taiga, the palm-top tiger. A firecracker of a character, Taiga is brash, impulsive, and deeply flawed. On the surface, she's the quintessential tsundere, but to stop there would be to miss the point. Taiga is a character with layers. Her sharp tongue and explosive temper are armor, shielding a deeply vulnerable girl who is terrified of abandonment and rejection. She's a masterclass in character complexity, offering a raw exploration of how fear and insecurity manifest in human behavior. Taiga's growth throughout the series is one of its most compelling aspects, as we watch her learn to open up and trust others, especially Ryuji. Its supporting cast is just as essential, each contributing to the show's exploration of love and relationships in unique ways. Minori Kushida, for instance, isn't just the cheerful, ditzy best friend archetype. Her playful optimism and quirky antics hide a profound internal struggle with self-worth. Minori is a character who defies easy categorization. She's both a comedic foil and a tragic figure, embodying the contradictions of youth. And then there's Ami Kawashima, the model-turned-mean girl who initially seems like the antagonist. Ami uses her biting sarcasm and aloof demeanor as a shield, masking her own insecurities and loneliness. As the series progresses, Ami emerges as one of the most complex and insightful characters, often acting as a mirror for Ryuji and Taiga's relationship. Her role in the narrative challenges our preconceived notions of who the good and bad characters are, adding another layer of depth to the story. Even Kitamura, the seemingly perfect student council vice president, serves a greater purpose than being the object of Taiga's affections. His own arc delves into themes of identity and the pressures of living up to others' expectations. Every character in Toradora is a puzzle piece, fitting into the greater narrative in unexpected ways. The brilliance of Toradora lies in its pacing and storytelling. It doesn't rush to deliver dramatic payoffs or romantic confessions. Instead, it takes its time, building relationships layer by layer until the final episodes deliver a catharsis that hits like a freight train. By the time Ryuji and Taiga come to terms with their feelings for each other, it's not just satisfying, it's inevitable. The show earns every emotional moment through careful character development and storytelling. And let's talk about the visuals. While the animation might not appear groundbreaking at first glance, it's filled with subtle nuances that convey emotions words cannot. A lingering glance, a slight shift in posture, or a moment of hesitation. These small details speak volumes about the characters' inner lives. The color palette, too, deserves mention, shifting from bright and vibrant to muted and somber as the story demands. The music of Toradora is another unsung hero. From the opening theme, pre-parade, to the emotional instrumentals that underscore key scenes, the soundtrack perfectly captures the show's tone. It knows when to be whimsical and playful, and when to pull back and let the silence speak. But what truly sets Toradora apart is its honesty. This isn't a story that wraps everything up in a neat bow. It's messy, awkward, and at times painful, just like real life. It understands that love isn't always a grand gesture or a perfect moment. Sometimes it's just being there for someone when they need you most. Sometimes it's learning to let go of your fears and embrace the uncertainty of the future. At its core, Toradora is a reminder that the path to love isn't linear or predictable. It's about the messiness of growing up, the courage to be honest with yourself, and the beauty of finding someone who sees you for who you truly are. It's a series that rewards patience, introspection, and a willingness to see beyond the surface. So, if you're tired of formulaic storytelling and want to experience a series that challenges conventions, Toradora is waiting for you. It's not just an anime, it's a work of art that deserves a place among the greats. And if you don't get it, maybe you're just not ready for it yet.